Hi, I'm Alicia Cordes, and thank you for tuning into Yoga with Alicia. Today we'll be learning all about down dog and how to make it work for your body. So today, to help me demonstrate down dog, I have Mackenzie here that will be demonstrating, who is not 6 months pregnant, and we'll be demonstrating all the different options. So for down dog, one of the main things I see in most of my classes is we tend to naturally internally rotate our shoulders. And this comes from sitting at our computers, being on our phones, driving, continually hunching in. And if we come up to down dog with this internal rotation, we're carrying a lot of our weight in our shoulders, our traps become very tight. So we're gonna have Mackenzie show you the difference of internal rotation and external rotation with the hands. So first off, why don't you go ahead and having your shoulders face the camera so you're off the mat. Turn your hands in and then come up into down dog. Good.
No way.
Good. And then from here you can see her hands are turning in. This is a little bit of an extreme, but just to show you. Her shoulders are really tight, and then Mackenzie, try to move your neck side to side. Yeah, so there's very limited rotation here. A lot of the tension is all up here. And then in her lower body, her legs are carrying very little weight, which is where we want our weight in down dog. Good, go ahead and come down. Now, when we go up into down dog, keeping the fingers spread apart, we want this little bit of external rotation. So what this does is it hugs the shoulders back, starts to allow those trap muscles, these guys right up here, to release. And it starts to turn on these other muscles of our back that we rarely use. So then we can start to press back, not have our shoulders tight. And we can start to bring the weight back into our feet. So let's go ahead and try that with just an external rotation. Good. Now from here, the weight's starting to shift into her lower body. You'll notice she's getting a little bit more length here in the neck, in the upper back, and then go ahead and try to move your neck side to side. Good. You notice a lot more freedom in this area. How does that feel?
Way better.
Way better.
Yeah,
Good.
way better.
Good. Good. Go ahead and come on down and rest. Good. So that's the basic hand position. And the biggest common thing I see in my classes is down dog can be very hard if we're bringing all of our weight forward onto our arms, onto our shoulders, somewhere that's already very tense in our body. So we'll go ahead and come to the side. Go ahead and come onto your mat. To set up for down dog, it's great to start in a tabletop position. Finding the wrists underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, and then making sure we spread through the fingers so you can see the mat through each fingertip. And then from here, start to tuck the toes under. Good. And then take a breath in. Lift our heart, our nose, untuck the tailbone. Good. Nope, you're good. And then start to press up and back into down dog. Good. The feet are hips distance. We slightly turn our toes in just a little to let those hamstrings go. And here she's really pressing through her wrists, through each finger. She has that external rotation to get the weight up and back. The tailbone starts to release up to the ceiling as she starts to come back. Now for your first couple of down dogs of the day, it's really nice to bend the knees. So go ahead and bend your knees, good. And then show that tailbone still coming up, good. So this is really good if those legs are still waking up. The stomach starts coming back towards the thighs. Good, and then come back to your regular down dog. Good. And then you'll also notice her stomach is sucking up and in. It's good to make sure that we still have the core engaged so we have space through the spine. Good, and then go ahead and relax into child's pose. Good. So while Mackenzie takes a rest, a lot of teachers call this a resting pose. In my personal opinion, it is a very active pose. It is not a resting pose. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of muscular activity. Now, it is hard to get the flexibility and to get the strength to be able to hold down dog for a while. So there's different variations. It can also be if you have an injury that may prevent you from getting into down dog this way. My favorite modification is using blocks. By using blocks, we bring the earth closer to us. Starts to send the weight back into the feet even more so we can find more length in our body. So Mackenzie, when you're ready, we're gonna show down dog on the blocks in the highest setting. Good. So your hand won't fit completely on it, your thumb and pinky will wrap around. But by doing this, notice her heels are almost touching now. The weight is shifting back to the lower body. And then you're really taking a lot of weight off the shoulders. Starting to press the tailbone up and back. How does that feel?
It feels good. It feels way better for my legs.
Yes, way better for the legs. So if you have any injuries you're recovering from in the lower body, any knee problems, anything like that, or you're just tight, you're new to yoga, this is an excellent modification. Oh, can't breathe. Go ahead and come on down. Take a rest. And that is what I have for you on Down Dog. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this helps you. And remember, yoga is supposed to meet you where you're at. Don't force yourself. Namaste.